In this video, you will learn why the absolute peace you feel every night in deep sleep is actually the highest spiritual state you can achieve. You will discover exactly how the renowned sage Ramana Maharshi taught his students to bring that exact same total emptiness directly into their waking hours. Most seekers spend their entire lives trying to forcefully build complex states of enlightenment. They sit in meditation for hours, completely unaware that they already experience pure, unadulterated liberation every single night. By the time this video is over, you will understand the profound mystery of who is actually awake when your mind is fast asleep. You will also learn the exact method to operate your physical body in the chaotic modern world with an internal state that is completely turned off. We are culturally conditioned to believe that being awake is the ultimate state of knowledge, and being asleep is a state of dark ignorance. We spend our waking hours carrying the heavy burden of our identity, our daily problems, and our past traumas. Walking through life with an active ego is mechanically identical to carrying a 50-pound lead weight strapped to your back. It exhausts your nervous system and drains your biological battery. Now look at what happens the exact moment you drop into deep, dreamless sleep. Your name completely disappears. Your trauma vanishes. Your entire conceptual world ceases to exist. There is absolutely zero suffering. You drop the heavy weight of your ego without a single drop of effort. Ramana Maharshi gave a brilliant, uncompromising rule for testing what is actually true. He said, "That which is not present in deep, dreamless sleep is not real." If your anxiety, your status, and your problems vanish the second your head hits the pillow, they are strictly illusions of the waking mind. They have no absolute reality. This brings us to a massive open loop that Ramana Maharshi constantly challenged his students to solve. When you wake up in the morning, you stretch your arms and you confidently say, "I slept so deeply." But you must stop and look closely at the mechanics of that statement. If your mind was completely turned off and your ego was entirely absent in the dark, who exactly was there to witness that peace? Who is the I that knows you slept well? If the ego was dead, something else had to be awake to record the experience of absolute nothingness. The answer to this question destroys the illusion of the ego. Your mind went to sleep, but your true self never sleeps. The pure, silent awareness remained perfectly awake, quietly observing the absolute emptiness of the night. Maharshi taught that this silent witness is your actual identity. He reminded his students, the state we call realization is simply being one's self, not knowing anything or becoming anything. You do not need to become enlightened, you just need to realize you are the watcher in the dark. To understand how to harness this, we must look at the mechanical window between waking and sleeping. Maharshi instructed his advanced students to pay incredibly close attention to the exact moment of falling asleep and waking up. When you wake up, there is a fraction of a second before the mind boots up. In that tiny window you exist, but your problems do not exist yet. Then, suddenly, the I thought rises. It attaches to the body, it remembers your name, and it picks up that heavy 50-pound weight of daily anxiety. Maharshi taught that if you can catch the I thought exactly as it rises and ask where this I comes from, you can trace it right back into the silence. He boldly claimed, the ego is not an entity independent of the self. It is a phantom. When you look directly at the phantom, it dissolves. This realization leads to Maharshi's most profound and radical instruction. He explicitly taught, sleep is not a state of ignorance. It is one's pure state. Wakefulness is not a state of knowledge. It is a state of ignorance. The true state is that of wakeful sleep. He was pointing directly to an ancient state called Jagrat-Sushupti. which translates exactly to wakeful sleep. This is not a mystical trance. It is not a dissociative disorder where you ignore your responsibilities. It means walking through the world, doing your job, paying your bills, and speaking to people, while your internal state remains exactly as empty, silent, and unattached as it is when you are unconscious in bed. To achieve wakeful sleep, you must understand that the chaotic waking world is just a very vivid, temporary projection. Maharshi famously leveled the playing field between day and night by stating, "There is no difference between dream and the waking state, except that the dream is short and the waking long. Both are the result of the mind." You do not need to fight the projection or forcefully fix your life. You simply need to stop taking the moving pictures so seriously. The next time you feel overwhelmed by a heavy problem, do not try to positive think your way out of it. Drop the mental narrative entirely. Stop defending your identity against the world. Allow your mind to become as utterly useless and silent as it is at 3 a.m. You do not have to escape the physical world or move to a cave to find lasting peace. You only have to learn how to go to sleep while remaining completely awake. When you stop demanding that the waking world fulfills you, the deep peace of the night permanently bleeds into the day.